card so they can see how I get into the chart and take my trades. So this is pretty much basically what I do. This was today's trade. While it can vary from day in to day out, I typically go on the higher time frames and mark up my charts. Look for areas of interest that the market can react at, and I set my risk to reward. So here I'm also placing a resistance area and also notating my 2-to-1 take profit that I am going for today. I looked on the higher time frame, the daily and the 4-hour, and it was trending upwards on that time frame, on those 2 time frames, which was one point of confluence for me. So I decided to go ahead and take an uptrend bias for today. It's also trending above my VWAP. So I set everything. It's not on this actual video, but I set the buy limit and it automatically triggered. So I did not do a market buy with this trade. I actually like the way that you can set the limit and the stops so that your emotions aren't involved. It takes that part out of the triggering of the trade. So I'm thinking like in the near future, I'll continue to use those. It's a really neat thing to have. If you've not tried it, that would be beneficial for you to at least try it instead of always taking market orders. As you can see, it's kind of going towards the area on the uptrend that I kind of thought it would. We got a lot of volume at this time. This is a market open, New York session, and this is my actual Combine account. Multitasking. Usually when I'm waiting on my trades to play out, I'm doing anything from research of the trade, because remember, you have to manage the trade while you're in it. So I'm looking for anything that will give me anything that's possibly reversing or ranging. Sometimes your trade will go right up to the take profit and not necessarily hit it. But I'm trying to get in the habit of letting it hit my take profit. As you can see, there's plenty of volume here. I'm on my phone. I think I was shopping. I needed to catch a sale before it ended today. So make sure you are managing your trade, paying attention to your trade as it is being executed. Just because you are in a trade doesn't mean, you don't have to manage it if you're a scalper. If you're an intraday trader or swing trader or something like that, you set it and forget it. I do both methods, so today I manage this one. So remember, being a dynamic trader means switching up the way the market moves. So you have to move with the market. Once you get a bias, if that bias changes, you move with the market. At this point, I'm listening to some nice soothing music. I'll even dance a time or two in here. I'll take a couple phone calls, and then I'll start looking at the news for tomorrow. So always move forward when you're trading and try to be prepared for the upcoming day, week, or events. I know we didn't have any USD news on today, which is why there wasn't a whole lot of volume. I think the volume is pretty normal, but I wanted to show you some key points right here. If you can see the area of resistance that it is approaching, it was moving pretty good around here. And I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna break, because right at 8:30, the market usually gets quite a bit of volume and it'll push through any type of resistance or support that may have previously been. So that's one of the things that I like about market opening, is that it's enough volume to where it can push through tough levels. But being that if you can see in this area, and this is a 15-minute candle, so I like to always wait until that candle closes. But I was like, yeah, it's gonna go to my TP within 10 minutes of market open. Then it started doing this. Just check this out real quick. I got a little bit of red, but because I've kind of fast forwarded the video, I sped it up. So it may not be as pronounced as it was actually when I was in the trade. But it looked or appeared that it was going to reject that area. So it did, marking up those areas of interest, resistance and support, gaps, imbalances, anything, market orders. Order blocks, anything like that. Always mark up those areas and see how the market reacts at those areas. So I was like, yeah, it's pushing through. But yeah, it kind of was gonna try to fake me out, but you know me. So just pay really close attention. In this area, I was like, oh, indecision candle, it's reversing, there's a rejection. And then something just said, just stay the course, pay attention to that bias you had initially, and stay the course. So sometimes at this stage of a trade, when you see some rejection wicks and you don't think you have enough volume to have it push through, sometimes you just got to use the ounce of faith you may have and just stick to whatever you had initially as far as a bias with the trade. Every now and then I'll move my stop loss up. And once I move that stop loss up, it helps give me a risk-free trade. And it also helps me from going negative, because you don't want to be in the red if you were $100 up or however much up, 100 pips up, and then you just wait for the trade to lose. You want to move your stop loss up. And there's different rules for different people that trade. Some will move it when they're within 10% of their TP, and I just like to trail it. Some will trail it, but depending on what you trade, trailing it really closely will snatch you out of a trade really easily. So just make sure you're giving it room to breathe. But see how the candles are wicking at this area of resistance that I marked up? But then after that happens, stay tuned. Right when you wouldn't expect it, that push through that resistance area, and I'm waiting for a close right here. I'm still just chilling on my phone, probably not even realizing that. Oh yeah, I did. I just looked up. But we're pushing. Look at the volume coming in. That was a breather candle. That's what I like to call it when they're red in between the push-ups. I like to call it a candle that breathes. It's a retracement, a very small and indecisive retracement that does not have enough volume to push in either direction, so it's an indecisive candle. But I'm really careful around resistance or support areas with those. You want to see what the following candle does. But with this candle, it's pushing up. There's quite enough volume in there to do what it's trying to do. And home sweet home, I believe we'll make it. We fell below that resistance area one last time. And we're trying to get it to push through. And I don't think this is, I think this is around 9:30, after about an hour after open. I like to try and be out of the market by 10:30. If I'm already in an active trade and it starts off fast and then it slows down, I'll stay in it, but I'll close in profit if it's reaching the afternoon hours. I don't like being in the trade after 10:30. And then it pushes, we're getting volume, it pushes, and we're gonna hit our take profit here in a minute. Check it out. I'm getting excited while still trying to multitask. And it hit my take profit, and that's a wrap, y'all. Thank y'all for watching.